Okay, Ciera. Now, I know you're a huge fan of the show. You take the game very seriously. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how devastated are you to be the first person voted out of Survivor Game Changers?
Definitely a 10. It's hard. And it was hard when it happened. Obviously, I've had some time now to get over it, and reliving it sucked, but it is very hard.
Right. And it seems as though you were eliminated based on, the editing of the show because you were throwing names out there. I think that was the quote they used. And I'm sorry,
Right.
but isn't that a part of Survivor? Don't these people realize that that's how you play the game?
Totally. And on top of that, that was not my perspective at all. I had so many people telling me Tony, like they all were. And actually the conversation you saw when I walked up to the well, they had already been sitting around talking about Tony. So I just pretty much joined their conversation. That's why I thought that was like, if I'm being honest, I think it was a very, very smart move of Malcolm to kind of initiate while Ciera is talking, throwing everybody's name out. Because the reality is, I never even talked to Malcolm about strategy one-on-one. Like, it was only in a group atmosphere. So I think it was brilliant on his part to kind of use that to get rid of me.
Right. Do you think that was a smart move on his part?
Very smart. Yeah, extremely smart. I mean, like, I wish I would have dedicated more time to Malcolm and to, like, really building that relationship so he could feel secure with me, but he definitely went in wanting me gone, and he had an army of people to do it that really would do anything Malcolm wanted them to do, and he executed it, and it worked. So, I mean, good on Malcolm.
And Jeff Varner gave an interesting quote in one of his confessionals. He brought up the fact that, you voted out your mother as one of the reasons you're a threat. But did you just want to scream at him, don't judge me on something I did in a prior season. We all come in with baggage. Judge me on who I am right now.
For sure. I normally don't struggle with, I do come in with like the stigma of voting out my mom and going to rocks, but I haven't really struggled with making people forget that about me. I just don't think I had enough time to do that. It's like I didn't get the opportunity. Normally when I build relationships, people seem to forget that, or I can explain to them like why it happened. But this time I just really didn't have the opportunity to get to know people on that level.
Right. And besides Tony, he made it very obvious he was looking for the hidden idols. Did anyone else go out there looking for the idols? Did you go and search for one?
Definitely. I definitely searched a lot. Everybody was looking. Tony was just way more obvious about it.
But here's the question. If you had found one, you probably wouldn't have used it, right? Because you had no idea you were on the chopping block. Is that accurate?
No, I would have used it. I knew Kayla. They definitely edited it like I was blindsided. What you didn't see is before, when we got back from the challenge and we lost, everybody went off and they were talking at the well, and I was the only person left at camp. And at that moment, I knew that obviously they're talking about me. I didn't know it was going to be me 100%. I thought they were debating between me and Michaela. And so if I had one, I definitely would have used it, especially once Haley said in tribal council, she said, loose lips sink ships. I knew that I was not on the right side of the boat.
Oh, bummer. Okay, so let's talk about that immunity challenge with the puzzle. That was the same puzzle that got you last time you played. And if it had been any other puzzle, do you think you would have been able to win that challenge?
No. I'm so bad at challenges, and honestly, I did think I had an advantage because I had done it before. But honestly, I get so nervous and such bad anxiety when it comes to the challenges. I think I just got inside my own head. It didn't really matter like what the puzzle was.
Gotcha. Watching the show on TV last night, did you learn anything that really surprised you? Maybe some alliance you didn't know about, or somebody saying something about you?
I think Michaela's playing a really much better game than I thought she was, like being out there. I totally love how she got upset that they threw her name out as like the decoy. I thought that like, hello, I would be upset too. As far as surprise, not really. I knew Malcolm was gunning for me. I'm a pretty good read on people, and he didn't want a whole lot to do with me, so I kind of knew it. But nothing that shocked me.
Gotcha. After you left, King Tony went home. Are you on board with that decision to eliminate Tony?
Well, actually, no. If it were up to me, I would keep Tony just because I think that he's such a bigger target than I am, and I wouldn't mind working with Tony, but I knew he was going to go home because they were all talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, when I was still there, everybody wanted Tony gone, so I knew once I was gone, I wanted to just wave to Tony and be like, see you in a couple days because you're coming after me, because, you know what I knew it. It's not like I was the one gunning for Tony. They all were. If it were up to Ciera and it was Ciera's game, Tony would not have been the first one gone. But I'm not going to, like, say that to all of them. And I was like, okay, let's do Tony then, you know?
And Ciera, after Tony went home, sorry, not Ciera, Sandra said, you know, say hi to Ciera for me. When you saw that on TV, what was your reaction? It's kind of an arrogant comment to me.
Sandra she's just, I don't even know how to describe her. I don't want to say she's not arrogant. She owns what she does. What she does, she backs. She just has this fun little attitude, and I actually cracked up laughing because I knew Tony was going to be following me. You know what I mean? So I just kind of felt slightly vindicated.
How far do you think she can actually make it? Because she has the biggest of all targets on her back.
She could win the game again.
Wow.
For sure.
That's what Tony said, too. I just talked to Tony, and he said he thinks that she's going to make it pretty far.
Yeah, she can win the game.
How come? Why do you think that is?
She's just brilliant. She makes these comments that seem so extreme. You know, she says, I'm the queen, and whatever, and you think that would rub people the wrong way, but she has this charming ability to do it and have it seem funny. You know what I mean? Like, people are, instead of being mad at her, people are laughing at her. And not a lot of people can pull that off. And she's just, on top of that she just has built inside of her, she is very, very smart in the game. She's on good terms with everybody. She knows the right thing to say at the right time. She made a comment at the well, and she walked up to the well in this episode, and she said, tell me what you think, and I'll tell you what I think about it. And that seems so simple and such a simple statement, but I did the exact opposite. I said, well, if we don't do Caleb or Tony, we could do Caleb. I should have done exactly what Sandra did, and it's actually like a rookie mistake on my part to throw that name out because Sandra is so seasoned and she knows to say, I'm not going to just throw names out because I know that's stirring the pot. Tell me what you think, and I'll tell you what I think about it. She's very subtle moves that are very, very impactful.
Well, let's talk about the Nuku tribe for a second. Who from that group of 10 do you think has what it takes to win?
Brad.
Oh, interesting. He was kind of under the radar.
Yeah, I hope he stays that way. He needs to. I think he learned something from, when we played together on Blood vs. Water, he was so distracted by Monica, which was the sweetest thing ever, but he wasn't really able to play his own game. And I think now that he's out there without her, I really think he can use his strengths. And then plus everything Monica's told him, I hope he needs to stay under the radar. And I think that he is, I'm really rooting for him to pull it off.
Okay. And Ciera, when you look back at your 3 days on the islands of Fiji, do you have a favorite moment, maybe something that wasn't shown on TV?
Man, I love traveling. I love getting to see Fiji. On top of that, all of the producers and the camera crew and everybody who makes the show what it is has become family to me because I've been there, 3 of the last 4 summers. It's pretty much like Ciera's summer camp. And getting like all of these people's faces and the people who make the show what it is and the island of Fiji, it was just, that alone is like such a blessing that so many people don't get to experience that I am forever grateful for the opportunity to go out there. 3 times is pretty awesome.
And if they came knocking on your door saying, we want you back for your 4th time, what would you say?
I hope they do. I still have unfinished business. I think being voted out first taught me so much. Honestly, more than a lot of my season, but more than both my season combined. I learned so much being voted out first. And I think that in the future, if I ever do come back, I definitely think I can win and I have a different perspective on it.
Ooh, Survivor producers, are you listening? She has a new perspective. I want to see you come back because I think you were kind of cheated. That's how I feel.
Thank you so much.
I just wish it had been a different, maybe a different group of people even. If the tribes had been mixed differently, I don't think you'd be out.
Thank you. I agree. I hated my tribe when I saw it. I was like, this is not going to be good for me.
Well, Ciera, it was great talking to you, and we hope to see you again sometime in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Bye.